Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. So it is Cypher Sigma here, yes, and we, as the picture would forecast and show, I've decided to do a new series. So I'm nicely back from a relaxing week in Spain. That's hopefully why you might notice I have a little bit of a tan. So very relaxing, and kind of wanted the kind of time away. Basically, is giving me time to think about some stuff and what I want to do. So this is where this new Spartan series is coming into play. But we'll get into the intro first. And there we go. You're trying to mix it up a little bit, trying to make the videos a little bit more boring. So yes, so this is the Spartan series. This is kind of something I was going to do at the end of the year, and I decided why not wait? It needs to be done now. So for anybody collecting, and this relates kind of to my other channel as well, there are always two factors that you always need. It is money and it is space. Now, money I'm doing okay with. Obviously things are getting more and more expensive. I'm just being a bit more selective what I'm wanting to do. But space is always a premium. So down the bottom here, you'll see this has all been moved around, and I will kind of show, like, as you can see, I've moved figures around, and as you can kind of go down there, a bit hard to see, you see there's one section of comics and that's it. There used to be three. So let's so the other two are basically sitting below where my desk is now, in the corner. And essentially, for being a comic fan for 30 odd years, especially with all MCU and stuff, I am just getting quite drained with everything comic related. So I've kind of had the reality that I get my monthly comics and that is it. I don't want to buy any more graphic novels. If it's Thunderbolt related, yes, because that is my favorite one. Everything else, I'm just going to try to avoid more or less at this time. Try not to get any new issues, and just, I think I need to kind of detox from the whole Marvel thing. Maybe it's just oversaturation, and obviously my feelings on the Thunderbolts film itself causes me very conflicted issues. Now, obviously, anime is quite a big thing that I'm into, so that's why I've cleared off a lot of space. And it's show. I mean, Bleach, the series, that whole shelf is just Bleach. There are 4 sections, 4 new collections to come out. 3, I think 2 or 3 are already out, and then that is the whole of Bleach. This shelf here is all Naruto and My Hero Academia. So 2 whole shelves are followed by 2 full series, which just goes to show you the grand scheme of everything that is going on with me. You know, there's so much anime does, and I have so many figures I can kind of integrate them. And I think I have my little DeLorean me that present from work is there now. It sits. I think that just is better. I've got more space, especially with stuff like One Piece, which is, you know, you can't see it. It's down here. That there's, but I've got like half a shelf to fill out that, because there's like 40 volumes. So Spartan, what does Spartan mean for me? So to do this, we're going to have to go back to past Chris. So I've recorded another section of this video in the garage, so we will cut into that. And thank you very much, future Chris. So this is past Chris, because this is recorded earlier. So as kind of the Spartan series, as is going to be known, this is for change. So as you can see, my 2 favourite loves are figures and movies, and we'll move it around, switch the camera around. So the problem I'm having is there's a lot of figures here, and they're like the same way, but they're just all clumbered together, and you can see there's not much space. So I quite like the look of these shelves. They don't have lights, but here. So essentially, for the 5 shelves that you have here, this would be 240 DVDs, and that's like the big bulky ones. If there's, say, so these Sentais, they're like, I've counted them as 2. So if you counted how many of these would go into this whole shelf, about 240 for this, about 190 for the smaller ones. So for space, I've decided that this list or list section, I want to clear and have all figures, so I can take a lot of these out, spread them out clearly on stands, bring some new ones in. So what does that mean for my collection? And why is it Spartan? Is essentially I am going to try and get rid of 200 movies, films, series, whatever you would call, from the whole of my collection to start. So ending from there, going all the way around. Obviously, we have the corner, all the way around here, then backing up for all of here, all of there. So we will try and do like this and this as episode 1. So that'll be next week. This will be a weekly one. And essentially that is my target. I have 4,568 of the recording of this video, films, movies, series altogether. And my target is at least 200. So that is almost 4.5% of my collection I will get rid of. There's some easy stuff. So we have Aliens down here. I'm trying to upgrade. So 6 Alien movies will already go. There are a few box sets I kind of have a feeling, but essentially each week I will go through these lists one by one and take everything out, and we will go through the whole of the collection. And then essentially I can move stuff off here either side where I make the spaces. So this will all be clear, and then this will go into a bigger figure collection. So some of this will go, just basically anything that's complete, so I can showcase it, and I'll put some lights up in here. So yeah, it's hard. It's going to be, there's probably going to be stuff I'm going to be on the fence of whether I want to get rid of it or not, but that's what I feel I have to do for this challenge. There we go. So you've seen me, so you know what and why I want to do this. Yes, it's not 300, obviously it's 200. Whether that will change or not for it, it's depending. This is going to be very hard for me, and I think a very challenge, because I don't purge a lot, and I've never purged too much. And when I purged anything, like I had my purge series at Christmas, it's kind of, I just go for it and I find the ones I want to. Now this one is going to be completely different, because at the end of the day I have a target that I have to reach. It's at 190 to 250. That's why I put it at 200. But I mean, if I can get to 250, 300, then that is quite a lot. It's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie. I am going to be very conflicted. I mean, anime as a rule is probably not really going to go where animation, I don't think there's much I could purge. Now, I know already there are a few series that I'm thinking of, like, I'm very rarely likely to go back to them. And my philosophy with my collection haul has always been, because of since the 25 years I've been collecting physical media, my tastes have changed. Films that I've liked, I've not liked over time. Films and series I've had been in a different mood. I thought one thing one time when watching them, and one thing for another time. And because this changes, I've not really wanted to get rid of too much, because I know that, I'm in my 40s, hopefully double that period of time. I could easily change my views on a lot of stuff here. And with the current state of physical media and a lot of people getting rid of stuff and not as much older stuff, plus the kind of oddity titles aren't there, that if I get rid of some of this stuff, I may not be able to recollect it, or if I do, I'm going to have to spend a premium, and I don't really want to do that, especially if it's like they've released it in 4K and I have to pay 30 quid for something which doesn't really need the 4K experience or a special collector's edition. But there is it. So yes, so this is going to be the Spartan series. So this is kind of the introduction to let you all know what's going on. I planned it to be weekly videos. We'll try and go through 2 shelves. So I think it will probably be close to like 10 weeks, so 2.5 months. In between this, obviously, then for toys and that, I will have to get some stands and stuff like this. So it gives me time to do that. But what do you think of my new series? Does this seem like an interesting thing to you? Would you put yourself in this situation and give yourself a figure, and that is what you have to get rid of? So I may only find 50 titles that I want to get rid of, but unfortunately I then have another 150 to go. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below. Please, if you've come along, watch this channel and you enjoy this or enjoy any of my content, please do click the subscribe button. I always appreciate that. Or like or comment on the channel. I always respond to all the comments. And I always like to be interactive. It's always people giving me new ideas and questions to work off. Always helps the channel. But otherwise, I've been Cypher Sigma Screen Time. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things you want to do. And I shall see you in the next one.